Hello, good evening once again. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, yeah, it's time. I think we should just
Okay,
start.
sorry.
Others will join us along the way. Yeah. So this is the fourth week. Yeah, fourth week.
Yes.
Okay. So how has been the journey so far? Anybody? Just 2 minutes.
Full of surprises,
Okay.
especially with JavaScript.
The JavaScript. Yeah, JavaScript is always like that. It's not easy to comprehend, but then with practice, yeah, it's not something that is hard. So please, Sandy, how has been your experience so far? Elizabeth,
Okay,
Yes,
my
well,
okay.
hope we
My
are all
experience
completely
has been okay for now
okay.
because you actually take out time to explain the concept, so it's quite understanding.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Thank you
That's
so
that's
much.
good. Yeah, you're welcome. So
I was
Victoria,
going to say something too. I don't know if I can
okay,
chip
okay,
it
no, no, no,
in.
no. Yeah, go on.
Okay, so the expectations I had was that I was going to hit a roadblock very fast and it will throw me out. But thankfully, I've been able to like scale through. The past 3 weeks has been amazing. Understanding everything. I don't know if we are yet to hit that roadblock still, but it has been amazing all through.
Yeah, that's good to hear. It's normal when you like hit a roadblock, yeah. But then the fact that you're able to like get yourself started back, it's what makes us a developer. Yeah, there's no time that you not face bugs. Bugs are normal. Yeah, like this morning, I I actually traveled. Yeah, so I was supposed to like go back yesterday, but because of the flooding that happened all over the federation, I got stuck in Lokoja. Yeah, so my boss was like, they had an issue on what's it called, the project we are working on, and then he sent me a message that okay, this bug is like we have an issue, blah blah blah. So I was like able to like check the what's it called, the code base and like come up with something. So it's normal, yeah. So but it's not that when you read hit a roadblock, then you want to relax. No, you want to like talk to other people, yeah, reach out to people. You might like google some things and you don't really like understand what is written or something. Just reach out to someone. Yeah, there's always a solution. But generally, it's good to hear the review that we are catching up. So in case there's any issue, please don't hesitate to reach out. Drop the message on Slack. I will always or reply. Yeah. So for this week, today and tomorrow, we'll be looking into functions. We are getting to the exciting parts. So we'll be looking at functions, parameters and arguments, global and local scope. I think I mentioned it last week that we'll talk about local and global scope. Yeah, we'll get to like discuss that this week. Then return keyword, pure function and impure function, comparison, logical and operators, conditional statements. We talk about else if, then switch, then return a boolean in a function, return early from a function. We discuss objects in I think our first class, yeah. But we didn't talk about how to access an object, then how to access it with a bracket notation. But we discussed how to access arrays last week. So we'll talk about how to access objects too. Then updating object properties, adding new property and deleting property. That's all we'll be doing for this week. And I think the workshop the workshop is going to be, sorry if you are hearing background noise. Yeah, I'm at home. So my brothers are around. Week 3. Okay, yeah. So for the workshop, I said we are going to talk about CSS position, relative, and absolute. Okay. So then we are going to practice GS algorithm on other bits. Yeah. It's more of like a function business. So we'll talk. That's what we are going to do on our workshop, and I promise it's going to be fun. Yeah. So let's get started. So functions. I've seen up the browser. Let me open up my console. Yeah. Nine one eight one. Basically, just comment them out so that they won't disturb us. So yeah, what is a function? Basically, a function. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, yeah, because I'm a little bit scared of the network here. So intervally, I'll be asking if you guys can hear me. So a function. So why do we need a function? A function is more of like a reusable code base. Yeah. Take for instance now, if we look at this, what we've written so far, like this place now, I've been writing result array dot push, then put the number, then I'll come here, console log. Like if I should check now, the numbers of times I've written console log in this code base is 25 times. Yeah. So I can create a function. Yeah, then anytime I want to console log something, I'll just call that function and that function will just do that work for me. So that's basically the work of a function. You don't want to like mess up your code base. You want to like have something that you can always reuse. Yeah, so that's why that's how function get to like come in. And I think most programming language has a function. You always hear function this, function that, call this function, call that function. When you click a button, it calls a function. When you do this, it calls another function. So basically, there's no way you write a code base like you not see a function. Just it's more of like function make up code bases because you will be writing a lot of function. So there are basically two ways to declare a function. Yeah. Firstly, you start by typing the word function, then you give it a name. Let's say my function. Then you open and close brackets, then a curly brace. This is a function. Function, then the name of that function. This my function is the name of the function. Then you open this brackets, open and close brackets. Yeah. Then a curly brace. So this is more of like the old way of declaring a function. Yeah, but we have the new way now since the invent of EX6. That's the JavaScript versioning. You know, every year we have like okay, I think EX6 is 2006. I can't remember, but since that 2006, there've not really been major changes. Although there are always changes that come with major release. Yeah, but then since that 2006, there've not really been major changes, just a couple of minor changes. I think JavaScript released EX 2022 this year, and it was more of like 4 or 5 things that changed. They're just new things. Yeah, I think I read that article. So but for EX6 now, if I want to declare this same function now, I can use let or keywords. But most times it's always const. The reason do be you a function you don't want to write, you can't even write a particular function and give it the same name. It will like throw an error. So most functions are always const. So you can write the second way you can write a function is by const, then the function name, my function. If I should put this my function now, it's probably going to try now. So let me use my second function, then equals to open and close brackets. Then this is where the names come from. Arrow, then the curly brace. So this arrow now, yeah, is what we call arrow function. That's why we call it arrow function. So most time when you hear somebody saying arrow function, they're probably talking about something like this. So this is how to write an arrow function. Then this, like, I don't know what to call this. I'll just say normal function. But then this is the old way. But you also be seeing this in code bases, and you also be seeing this. So let me open the code base I worked on this morning. Let's see the example of functions there. You can see this is a function. Then we have something called back. Don't worry about that. You don't need that for now. So this is a function, const save to do async. Then we'll get to async also. You understand what it does. Then this is the closing bracket. Then this is the arrow. So this is basically an arrow function. Let me search if I will see the old way.
Add something, please, Malik.
Yeah. Go on, please.
Okay, the arrow function. Yeah, I came across it when I was doing last week's assignments
Okay.
for array methods. I think
Yeah.
is the map method. I saw this, but I did not exactly understand it, and the resources which I came across did not really go in depth to explaining
Okay.
it.
Okay. Don't worry. You understand. By the time we are done with function now, you'll be able to like scattered on the map, array.map. Now you're able to like encounter it. When I saw some people using function in the thing is going ahead, but the fact that you are not able to like understand it is normal. That's because we've not talked about function. Yeah. So by the time we finish talking about this function here now, you understand it pretty well. That's good. So we can see example of the normal way of writing function. So this is a function, then header, then that's the name, then the brackets, then the curly brace, then okay, return something, do something inside the function. So that's basically an example of a function. So now, so if I should create a function and it's not doing anything, it doesn't make any sense. Yeah. Okay. Before that, for you to like run this function, now you have to call it. Okay, like we've declared this function now. Anywhere I want to like use it, it might not be in this what's it called, this particular code base I am. It might be here. It might be this other file now. I want to like call the function. I can reuse the function, so that's why it's reusable. Yeah. So functions are reusable. You can use them anywhere, in as much as you have is the same code, is the same folder, the same project you are working on. Anywhere in the code base, you can call the function. So for me, if I want to use this function, this particular my function now, this is the way I'm going to call it. I'll just come here now and say my function. This is the way to call it, and that's all. So anything in between these curly braces, the system will run it for me, and the output. So anything I say it should do, it will just do it. Then if I want to call this one also, I'll just come here. That's it. So that's it. You've called the function. So anything in between these curly braces, it will just implement the function. So let's cite an example now. I will comment this out. So I'm not calling the function. Let me say console.log Malik, console.log Mokhtar. Yeah. So if I should save this now, are we going to see anything on the console? Yeah, anybody? Can anybody answer that? Are we going to see anything on the console?
No.
Why?
Yes.
Okay, who said no? Peace, you said yes. Who said no?
No, I said I was one that said no.
Okay. So why are we not going to see anything?
Because you have not passed in the parameter or something. I think so. Because you're just console.login. something that has not been declared. I don't know exactly, but I
Okay,
think
okay.
no.
Any other person? Okay, yeah, we are not going to see anything on the console, but it's not the reason Peace gave. Yeah, the reason why we are not going to see anything is because I didn't call the function. Yeah, so the function now is a code block. Yeah, but I didn't call it. I just, okay, this function, anytime I'm in need of your work, I will call you, then you console.log Malik or console.log Mukhtar for me. But yeah, I didn't call the function anywhere. So let's go to our browser. You can see there's nothing on the browser that is showing Malik or Mukhtar. The reason do be we didn't call the function. So let me call the Fox one and save. So we should be expecting Malik on the console. Can we see it? Malik, line 240. Let me comment out. Line 168. That's 68.
Over there again. We go 1,000. Then my shit, I'm like, oh, but the Bible.
Okay, so yeah, I'm trying to like remove all this console so that we'll have nobody will disturb us saying, hey. So yeah, so we can see I have only Malik on the console. That's because it's only Malik I call. Yeah. So now, if I should like on comment the second one, that's I'm calling the second one also, I should be able to see Malik Mukhtar. Can we see? And I can also call Malik. That's my first function. I can call it inside the second function. So what are we going to get here? So if we want to read this code base by line now, okay, line 239, my function, then we'll call it at line 240, which is going to do what? Console.log Malik. Then inside the second function, yeah, it's going to run. So on line 251, we are calling it, yeah, it's going to console log Mukhtar. Then inside it again, we now call my function again, which is going to go back again and go and run this same function again. So we are expecting Malik Mukhtar Malik. So let's see if that's correct. Can we see? Malik Mukhtar Malik. The reason do be, I've already declared my function. I can call it anywhere. Yeah. So let's even go to this index file now and go and call it my function. Let's save. So what are we expecting now? We are expecting Malik Mukhtar. Yeah. Then inside this again, we're expecting Malik. Then I called my function. So we are expecting 3 Malik and 1 Mukhtar. Can we see it? Can we see it? So I'm not even inside this. I'm not even inside this. It's not calling it yet. I'm actually expecting an error. I don't know why it's not throwing it. This is 1. This is 1, 2, 240 twice. Okay, yeah. Okay, but this supposed to like throw an error. The reason do be I didn't export this this function. I was supposed to export it. I don't know why it was able to like read it. Export. And maybe it's handle it by itself. But they're supposed to throw an error. I was expecting an error. So yeah, but you get the gist. The thing is that so functions can what's it called? Can be reusable. You can call them anywhere in your code base. Okay, now let me change this to what does not exist. My third function. Let's check the console. Can we see my third function is not defined. So from this index.jx, so now let's go to that index.js. Let's go to Polygon and go and define it. Let's say,
I have a question.
Yeah, go on, please.
What was the export for?
Okay, yeah, the export is basically used. Yeah, we'll get there, but let me quickly explain it. It's used when you want to like use the function in another page. Yeah, like we have the function here locally here on this particular page, but you want to use the same code base, but you want to use it on another page, like the way I exported it in index here. So, but I don't know, maybe because we are just dealing with HTML, CSS, but in React, you have to use the word export to like be able to like have access to the second function since they are not on the same page. But we'll get there. Maybe when we talk about React, you see. I don't know why it's not throwing an error. It should throw an error. Yeah, but probably because it's just HTML, CSS, and just JavaScript. But in React, I'm very, very sure it's going to throw an error. Yeah. So this third function, let's say. Okay, yeah, go on, please.
Sorry for the break. Okay, so now on the console there in the browser, we can see initially that we had 3 Maliks and 1 Mukhtar.
Yes.
So my question is, from the normal way of writing a function, where is the first Malik coming from? Where is the second Malik coming from?
Okay. That's a very that's a very good question, and that's why I said that's why I said if you want to console log anything, make it discrete so that you know where it's coming from. Now we are calling 3 Maliks and 1 Mukhtar. We don't even know which one is which. That's a very good question. So let me say 1 Malik, then 2 Mukhtar. Let's see how it goes. So I will explain where each one is coming from. We can see that we have 1 Malik, 2 Mukhtar, then 1 Malik, then Web3 ladies. So let me explain how. Yeah, there's what we call asynchronous and synchronous in JavaScript. Although we've not gotten there, I think it's tomorrow that we'll discuss it. Okay, yeah, it might be next week or so. So basically, what asynchronous means is that from the word synchronous, 1, 2. When something is synchronous, it follows an order. So we have 1, 2, 3. I can't go to 5 without passing through 4. And when I get to 4, I go to 5. I can't go to 7 or 8 without passing through 6. That is synchronous. Yeah. But we have what is called asynchronous in JavaScript also. Like I want to start from, let's say 3 and go to 10 and come back to 1 and go to 19. And I just want to do it randomly, irrespective of what the code base is. So that's the difference between synchronous and asynchronous. So there are sometimes that you want to do something, you want to call an API, but the API is not returning result for you, and you can't just wait. Take for instance, now somebody is on your website and the person is trying to like pay for something. The person has put in the credit card details, make payment. So you are waiting for maybe the bank or the payment gateway to return a response for you. You can't wait forever. Their own server might be down. So they can't use their own downtime to disturb my own downtime. I want my customer to continue. So in situations like that, you will use asynchronous. That's what it displayed the other time in the example of the code base I showed. So I don't want to wait for you. I just want to like call the API and continue what I'm doing. So when you are done with your own with the request I made, and you think it's now successful, you can see async here. Then you always, anywhere you see async, you always see await. So we'll discuss it maybe next week or upper week. So that I don't push you guys off the track. So basically what it does is that you don't want to wait for one code base. So what we'll be doing since last week is we wait for line 1 to finish, then we'll go to line 2, we'll go to line 3, we'll go to line 4. But in the real life scenario, it's not like that. You don't want to wait. Take for instance now, you go to a restaurant, it's easier, it takes time to prepare pizza, right? And it's for like ice cream, it's already prepared. It's just for them to just scoop it and just put it in a cup for you. So if I should say, okay, because this person I came after this person and the person ordered pizza, you have to finish with the person first before giving me ice cream. No, you start preparing the person's pizza, and you will just go and as the pizza is in the oven, you just go and bring my own ice cream, give me my water or my Pepsi, and I leave. Yeah. So you are doing two things at the same time, but this other one you are waiting for the result. But my own result, my ice cream is ready. You just give it to me and you go. So that's it. So we have asynchronous and synchronous in JavaScript. So when we get there, we'll talk more about that. So let's go back to our code base. So now we have Malik. We have one Malik. Where is it coming from? Polygon line 240. So the reason is that on line 243, I called this function. Yeah. So it's when this line 239, I just declared the function. Yeah, from 239 to 241, I declared the function. I didn't call the function. I just told the function that, okay, help me and console log Malik. The computer knows that, okay, this person has declared the function and I'm supposed to like console log Malik. So it's going to keep it on in his memory. Yeah. So when it gets to line 243, it will now call the function and say, oh, run, go to my memory. Where did I store my function? What am I supposed to do? Okay, console log Malik. So it's going to console log Malik for me. Okay, I'm done. Yeah. Then it goes to line 244. There's nothing there. Then it gets to line 246. Oh, this is another function again. What am I supposed to do with this function? Console log to Mukhtar. Okay. Yeah. It will now save it in memory. You get the gist now. But on line 248 now, I called another function, and that function is line 239. We already have it in memory. Yeah, but it's not going to call that function yet because the main function that is housing it, that's my second function, we have not called it. I don't know if you understand. So it will just be in memory that, okay, oh, inside my second function, I have one console log and I have my function. So when we get to line 251, it will now call, oh, let me go to memory. Where's my second function? What am I supposed to do? Okay, I'm supposed to console log Mukhtar to Mukhtar. So that's when we have this second Mukhtar to Mukhtar. Then this my function now, it will now go back and want to call this my function also. You understand now? That's where we got this one Mukhtar from. Then we are done with line 251. Then when it gets to line 253, function, my third function, console.log, I'm supposed to console.log web3, but nobody called me here. So should I go and chill? Yeah, let me just go and chill. Nobody called me here. But there is another file that is calling me here from index.js. That index.js says, oh, go to memory. Do we have my third function? It will go and check. Okay, yeah, we do. Then it will now call this my third web3 ladies. So basically, just get at the back of your mind that anytime you have a function, it will run, but it will be on memory until you call it. A function will not run by itself until you call it. Yeah. So that's basically how to like declare a function and call it. So we can do anything with our function. You want to everything we've learned so far, from array to declaring variable, you can do it with function. So do we have any question on function, please?
Yes,
Yes,
please,
please, I do.
Okay, yeah, go on.
Okay, my question is, if you're calling a function on
Yes,
another page or another
yes,
file, does it
yes,
have to still be the same JS file, or can you call a function? For example, let's say this ID card or CV we designed, we did
yes,
it in HTML and we designed with CSS, and then
yes.
maybe want to make it interactive with
Interactive, yeah,
JavaScript.
yes.
Can we call the function in HTML or CSS?
Yes, you can, because there is a way in our HTML, you can't although you can write JavaScript in CSS, but it's above our scope for now. So let's just assume only CSS, only JavaScript. So I can come here now and say, okay, script. Yeah. And say I want to call my first function. What's the name again? my function. A function. And I save. Let me comment out let me comment out this so that we'll know where it's coming from. Let me comment out this. So we have just one my function, and it's not even called in the JavaScript. It's called from the HTML file. So we go. Can we see one Malik? That's because we've imported this our script file. This is our polygon.js. So basically, this HTML file now I have access to this JavaScript. I can write all my functions in Java, another JavaScript file, import it and call it here. Yeah, it's still going to work. I can decide that, okay, I don't even want to separate everything. I want to write all my what's it called, my JavaScript inside my HTML file. In as much as I declare my my script tag, I will always be able to like call my type my JavaScript console.log ask me questions. Yeah, I save, I go back to my console. Can we all see it? So I can decide that I want to like write it. So this also we can do it in CSS, but I think it's above the scope of. There's a way you can write you can write CSS, you can write JavaScript in CSS also. I think it's called SAS or something. But then we don't really need it for now. But yeah, you can write your JavaScript, write your function anywhere, and you can call it in as much as you import the file into your HTML. So next question, please.
Okay, my question is, this example that you just explained now,
Yes.
is, we could say it is asynchronous, yes?
Yeah. For now, it's synchronous. Because
Okay, why I said I didn't get it because sorry, my function came first.
yeah,
And then after the declaration for the second function, but you have not called the second function, and then we have another my function before the calling the second function. So I was expecting to
yes,
see one Malik, then two Mukhtar, since my second function is coming after the my function, or it doesn't
yeah.
work that way.
No, the thing is that, okay, I think you get the concept of my function. Yeah, this now, I declare this and I call this. Yeah, so they are together. So what's happening here is that I declared my second function. Yeah, and I said, okay, what are you going to do for me? When you declare a function, if you don't call that function will not okay, let me cite an example. Let's assume my dad is about to go out, and he was like, okay, Mukhtar, please, you are going to wash my car. Yeah, but don't wash the car until I call. Yeah, okay, that's one task. And okay, the second task is going to be call my friend to come over. Yeah, so now he gave me two tasks. I should wash his car and I should tell his friend to come over. Yeah, so now he said if he didn't call, I should not wash the car, and if he didn't call, I should not tell his friend to come over. Yeah, so now the first one, I'm the one that will do it, but the second one now is just for me to tell his friend to come over, but the friend can decide to come or not. Yeah, so now me, all I will have to do is firstly is just to wait for his call. So when I get to line 251, that's when my dad now called me. He was not like, okay, Mukhtar, do this. He called me, oh yeah, the task I gave you, do it. Yeah, so he gave me two tasks. The first one is to wash his car, and the second one is to call his friend. So the first one is line 247. So I just quickly blah blah blah. I wash the car. Then my second task. This second task now depend on another person. I'm not the one that will do it. It's another person that will do it. All I have to do is just to call the person. So what I did here is to call that my function again. So that my function now will have to like depend on this my function that I've declared here. If I don't call this guy first, like if my dad didn't call me here, I will not be able to like call this line 248 because I have to like wait for my dad's call first. That's when I'll be able to do my own task, then call his friend to come over. I don't know if you get the logic. So now my dad will have to like call me first for me to be able to do my own task. Then I will now call my friend's dad that, okay, my dad said you should come over to his place. I don't know if you get the concept now. That's
Yes,
why
I do.
the what's it called? The second Malik will have to come after the Mukhtar because my dad will have to call me on line 251 first before I can do my own task, then call his friend to come over. Then it will now go to okay line 253, then third function in which we called in index.js. I hope that explains it.
Yes, but for clarity, please, if we
Okay.
remove the calling of the second function, what is going to
Okay.
show on the console?
Yeah, very good question. Before I go that, let me explain it. That means I declared my dad, what my dad told me now, is already, when he was about going out, he told me that, okay, Malik, wash my car, which is the console.log. And the second one, he said, call my friend. Yeah. But online 251 now, he didn't call me. When he went out, I didn't receive his call. What will I do?
You won't do anything, okay?
You will not wash the car.
Hello, sir. We can't hear you.
His network is bad. It's kind of red.
Hello, can you guys hear me? Yeah,
Welcome
I
back.
am very, very sorry.
Welcome
Seriously,
back. Yes.
I'm scared of this MTN. I don't know. But then I've connected to my cousin's hotspot. I hope this one is going to like work better. Okay.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. So who asked the question the other time? So where did you guys lose me?
I did. You were trying to cite an example if you remove the calling of the second
Exactly.
function.
Exactly. Yeah, very good question. I didn't know I was talking to myself. I got upset too. Sorry. Yeah, okay, yeah. I've removed the second function now. So let me explain again. Okay, yeah, now. So now when my dad was going out, he said, okay, yeah, Mukhtar, wash my car, which is line 247, then call my friend, yeah, which is this function, right? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so now then he now gave me another that, okay, before I do that, you have to call me first. That's when he gets to where he's going, or I don't know, but he's going to call me to do something. What am I going to do? Wash his car, then call his friend. Yeah. So now, line 251, he was supposed to call me, he didn't call me. So what will I do?
You won't do anything.
Definitely, I won't do anything. Very good question. Now let's go to the console. Let's see what's going to happen. Where is Mukhtar? Can we see Mukhtar?
It's not showing there.
Yeah, it's not showing because my dad didn't call me. You get the gist now. So this other my function is coming from, okay. Wait, I'm coming. Why are we having two? One. Sorry, I'm coming. Let me cancel this. Oh, sorry, it's coming from here. Yeah, I wanted to know where let's comment this. I hope we understood this here. So on line 251, he didn't call me, so I'm not going to do anything. The card I said I should watch, me, I'll just be chilling at home. I will not do anything. His friend he said I should call, I will just save my credit. He didn't call me, so I won't do anything. So let's go to what's it called, the console. So we have only just one Malik. The residue being we called it here. So if I should comment out this also now, we have nothing on the console. Do you get the gist now? So now my dad needs to call me, yeah, for me to like do anything. So if my dad should call me now, okay, yeah, Malik, this is the call I told you about that I was going to call you. Oh yeah, do the task I gave you. So I'm expecting Mukhtar first, then call his friend. That's it. Mukhtar first. That's wash the car. Then I'll call his friend. Hope you got the concept now.
Yes, I do.
So if you don't call a function, the system is going to know that, okay, because it's going to save it on his memory that, okay, this function exists. But if you don't call it, it will not work. So basically, you have to like call a function for it to work. So any other question on function before we move?
Yes, please, I have a question.
Okay.
Yes. In writing these functions, from the examples I was seeing online and from what you told us last week, most times after this first line of function, then the name you give it, and this brackets and the curly braces.
Yeah.
This when console.log is written, mostly they always write this result and something. Then console.log is always outside the curly braces.
Okay, so you are saying that they write something like
different. Yes, I don't know why it's different because I was actually expecting on the three examples you gave, I was actually expecting that maybe what you want it to bring out, or maybe something like if this is this print, sorry, not print, like the result the examples you gave us last week that you had to give a condition first, then you console.log it afterwards. So, but why is this one different?
This is because we are calling a function. Like what I explained the other time is a function is just like a reusable code. Yeah. So when you declare a function, it's going to be on the memory of the system until you call it. Yeah, that's when it's now going to do what you ask it to do. Yeah. So if you assuming you mentioned the word return, we are still going to discuss that. So result, I can declare a variable inside a function. You can do anything with function. I can say let's result equals to 1 plus 3. Then instead of console logging Malik, I can say result. Then I can put results here. Yeah, let me even differentiate them. That's let me say calculation results. Yeah, and I can even come out now and say I want to console.log console.log. Then I say function result. So it depends on how you. Then I'll call the function my function. It's all depends on how you want it. So basically what you saw online is maybe the way the person wants the what's it called, its results to look like. So in this situation now, let me console.log this. Let me comment this out. So in this situation now, we have a function. Yeah. So what the function does is console.log 1 Malik. Then it's going to add 1 plus 3 together. The answer now is going to assign it to the variable result. They will console log calculation results, calculation result, my function results. Function result. So we are calling it from inside this function. There is going to console log the result for us. Then outside again, I still want to get the result, the function now. I still want to console log that again. So it depends on how you. So in this situation now, we are expecting like 3 console logs. Can we see it? So the first one is Malik. Then the second one is calculation my function. Then the result is fourth. Then the fourth one is console.log result. Then it's giving us undefined. The reason why it's giving us undefined is that console.log cannot display the result of the function direct. So we can this is another thing you can also do is function. You can save it in a variable. This is testing equals to a function. So I can just come here like this and put testing here. Oh yeah. So what this will just do is that it's the function itself, we save it inside a variable now. So instead of calling the function every time, I can just call the variable. So it's still the same thing.
Okay, so basically now what you're saying is for a function, it really does not mean where you place your console.log.
No, it does. Log once the code base does reach there, it will just do what you ask it to do.
What you ask it to do.
Exactly.
The console.log is what was meant to give us our results on the browser. So wherever console.log comes up, irrespective of where it is placed, the result
it will just run. Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. Can we see something that is happening here? What am I getting? I'm getting undefined. Can we see?
Yes, you can see that.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, but then I'm expecting an answer because I'm expecting a console.log from this thing. Now that will now take us to the next. Okay, should I discuss that yet? Okay, let me just mention it. So every time you create a function, yeah, a function must return something, but we'll get there. But let's just have it at the back of our mind that a function must return something. So the reason why I'm I'm having this undefined is that this function is not returning everything, although it's console logging, yeah, but it needs to return something. So let me say I want to return, but I'll talk about it later. Return results. And you see, we now have an answer. So anytime you call a function that you declare the function, it must return something for you to get a value. But then you might not need the value. So you don't want to like return anything. You just want to call it, let it do one or two things for you. Yeah. So the one I declared here now, okay, my dad told me to wash car. Then he said I should call his friend. I don't want to return anything after the distance. But most times that you declare a function, you want to return something because you want to get a result from that function. But the results you might not necessarily need it. You just want the function to just help you and do something. Yeah. And once that thing is done, you don't really care about the results. But there are times that you really care about the result because it's the result of that function from the function that you want to use. But then we'll talk about it. So the next thing we want to talk about now is parameters and arguments. So when we declare a function, yeah, what we are from this third function that we declared now, let me create another one. Function. So we should try as much as possible to get used to ES6. Const sample function, then okay. So yeah, I want, what is an argument? What is a parameter? So let's say I have a function now, and anytime okay, I want to give an example so that we are going to like understand it very well. Is it possible for me to write YX without selecting any subject?
No, sir.
Why? Just say
Because
something,
you
don't
have
worry.
to. Because you
Yeah,
have to
because
register for.
a subject, because they are trying to like test my knowledge on that subject. Yeah, if I know it or not. So I can't just say I want to register for YX now. Then I didn't select any subjects. I didn't pick anything. So that's so now YX now. What YX will now do is that, okay, any student that you want to register from a school, you have to select, okay, maybe like at least 3 or 4 subjects. Yeah. The registration of people that are registering for the subjects. I don't want to like, okay, command the secondary school. How many students do you want to register? I want to register 100 students. Okay, the first person's name is Elizabeth Abayomi. So which subject do you want to like offer? Maths, English, economics, chemistry, physics. Then I go to second person, I ask the same question. I go to third person, I ask the same question. And each question I'm asking, I'm like saving them inside the same variable, the same types of variable. Another person. So the thing will become very overwhelming. Can't I just write a function? And what that function will just do for me is that you will input your subjects and I'll just pick that subject and register you. So if another person is coming, what the person will just need to do is put his or her name, the subject that you want. Me, I'll just call my function. So I don't have to like be going to every student, register exam. So I don't have to like go to every student and say, okay, what is your name? I collect your name. Go to this person. What is your name? Collect your details. What is your name? Collect your details. Collect your name. So it's become overwhelming. What if I want to register 1,000 students? The number of people that are writing WAEC yearly in Nigeria, if I'm not exaggerating, should be like over 500,000. Yeah. So I can't be going to each student and say, okay. So now that is why we say we have function that can be reusable. So argument and parameter now comes in. So the first one, if I want to declare this now, I can now pass it an argument. So this argument now will now be the things I want to correct from the students. What are these things? I want to know their name. Yeah. Subject 1. Okay, let me say school name also. School. Then let's just register 2 subjects. Subject 1, subject 2. Yeah. Let me just console.log. I'm supposed to use the word return here, but when we discuss that, when we get there, we'll discuss that. So I want to merge the person's name plus. Can somebody remind me what we are doing here now? We talked about it last week, or is it last week?
Simulation.
Plus, yeah, concatenation. Can you see that the basics now is coming together? You can see that what we learned upper with classic, we are reusing it. You can see, right? School, subject 1 plus subject 2. This is what I want this function to be doing for me. I don't want to be going about, in as much as say you come to my desk and say, Mr. Malik, good morning, sir. I want to register for WAEC. Or I take this function, fill it, give me my results. I don't even want to know your name. I don't even want to know the school that you are coming from. In as much as you fill it for me, you just what's it called? You just give me the answer. So it's the answer from the function that me I don't want to stress myself again. So let me just call my function here. Register exam. Bam. So now I've declared a function that takes in a parameter. Yeah. So now I've created this function as the exam registrar. So now I buy or me, or let's say Victoria now comes to my desk. Sir, I want to register for WAEC. Okay. I won't even look at her face. I'll just be like, okay, take this function. So what is she going to do with the function? She will now pass arguments. Yeah. So these 4 things now that I pass here, she will just put it inside the function and submit. That's all. What's her name? Victoria. Her school, Federal Secondary School. Our first subject is going to be what? English. Then the second subject is going to be what? Maths. That's it. I don't need anything from her again. Let her just do this. So if let's say let me look at another person's name again. Sorry. Also I've memorized everybody's name. Okay, let's say Elizabeth or Ajayi or Deborah and just come and say, okay, she wants to register for WAEC also. I won't even look at her face. I'll be like, okay, so take the form. Debbie. She can even use her fancy name. Which school? Air Force Military School. Okay. That one, you don't even consign me. Air Force Military School. Which subject? Okay, she wants to offer economics, and let's say geography. Yeah. So Victoria and Debbie, they want to register for WAEC. I didn't even look at their face. I just gave them the function and they filled it. They pass in. So this function, the first one that I declared the function now, what you pass in is what we call parameters. Yeah. So this, when I call the function, when I give them the form to fill the function now, they now pass in arguments. Yeah. So once I save this now, I check my console now. Can we see the results? Victoria plus Federal Secondary School plus English and Maths. Then the second person, Debbie, Air Force Military School, economics. Let's put space so that it will be readable to some extent. And we see how functions can be reusable. So I don't have to like be troubling myself and say, okay, oh, what is your name? Which subject and which subject do you want to offer? I don't need to like stress myself. So this is okay. The first one is the person's name, Victoria, the name of our school, the subject the person is going to like offer. Can we see how we can reuse functions? So now if you are writing a function and you are trying to like pass it, expecting a value that somebody is going to pass, it is called parameters. So you declare that that function with parameters. So anywhere you want to use that function again, now you give it what's it called? An argument. Yeah. So that's how to declare a function with parameter and argument. Any question on this? Are we okay with this?
My question
I'm
is a
still
bit
a
funny
little bit
though.
confused.
Okay. Sorry, where is the parameters here? Where is the argument? Because I understand the part of the parameter, but where is the argument?
Parameter is the one that comes with when declaring the function. All right. Okay. Parameters. Then you call the function with arguments.
All right.
So the first one is parameter, then the second one is argument. So now another question that might arise is what if the person called the function, I didn't put arguments? What's going to happen? Okay, like let me call the function here now.
It's going to show undefined.
That's a very, very good answer. So let's check the console. You can see. So now the function is expecting 4 things and it didn't receive any of it. So it's going to show undefined. And from what we talked about last week or last week, it might not be only string. It can be a number. I can pass in a number, comma, undefined, comma, null, comma. I can even put what's it called? Object, but object might throw an error. Might want to say blah blah blah. But let's see it. Let's say B supposed to boy. Can we see it? The first one is undefined, the second one is the first one is number, the second one is undefined, null, and the last one is object. So it's trying to like tell us that's an object. So now what you can pass as your arguments can be anything. It can be a string, a number, a boolean, an object, even an array. If I should put an array here now, array 1, 2, string Web3 ladies. Make the fourth one, I can make the fourth this thing to be true. So we are still going to see our array on the console. Can we see? So it can be anything. It might be that the argument that I'm expecting here, I want to use them inside the distance. So it can be anything. So this is how to declare a function with parameter, and you can call it with argument. Yeah. So if you don't pass in anything, you get undefined. So that it means the person didn't define the value that we are supposed to use in the argument. Any other question?
Yeah, I have a question.
Yes, sir. I have a question.
Okay, go on,
So
please.
can a function be called multiple times?
Yes, of course. I can call this. That's why it's reusable. You can call it infinite times, uncountable times. Doesn't matter. I can call this now. Let's assume my database is wrong. I made a mistake, and I one way or the other I now called deadbeat function multiple times. It will still going to bring back a, and that's you can reuse it. So now I can go to one students, go to another school again, drop the in as much as my database every student. So you can call it multiple times. Hello?
Please, can you go back to the browser? I would like to see the results for this one that you called. For this one that has big brackets, I mean.
Yeah, see it.
Okay. All right, thank you.
We get the gist now, Bob.
Yes, I have a question. One more question, Mali.
I have a question.
Okay, so on the code base now.
Yeah.
Please, can you go back to it? Okay, on the code base, something just crossed my mind now. What if we have at the part of the parameters here, if we were to input some other parameters, like say console.log age, console.log age brackets plus age plus what else, height plus weight and all those things down.
Yeah.
For us to do that, we have to first declare the const and then give it a name of its own.
No. The thing is that the numbers of parameter you can put here is unlimited. As many number. So let's assume now we want to include. Then what can we include again? Let's say height.
Rating.
Yeah, let's say weight.
Okay.
Need that you want to use in your function. Just now and check the console now. You know, from function, I've not added plus age plus weight. But when I call the function, I did be undefined. When we go to the browser now, you see that the efforts the undefined. That's because age, weight, and then height. So if I should come here now, again, what is your age? She said 13. Let's say 120. It's okay. I'm 45 kg. Yeah. That of Victoria is undefined, but that of can just like put space. Yeah, just to like it can be unlimited. It can be a.
So rather than going and declaring a fresh one underneath it.
Yes, you can reuse this particular one. You can even write, let's say, I don't want to like have them here. I want to have another console.log. Let's say let's say this register is the name of the person, the school name, the subject, the height and weight. Now I want to use it to determine. I can do another console.log, write my not be console.log per se. Base another thing I want to write. So now I want to determine the subject, the name, and to just register them for WAEC. Now after wait to know the class I will put them so that nobody will bully them. Yeah. So now let's say your age is the age is somebody asked me conditional. So a function, you can do a lot of things in with a function. Okay, now I don't even want to like do console.log this way. I want to say, okay, if age less than 10, this person is a small boy. Oh yeah, go to hall 1 console.log. I want to put big people together so that they can beat themselves. Go to hall 1. Yeah. We've not gotten to if statement. I think it's part of what we are going to discuss. Else, if age greater than or greater than 10, yeah, or yeah, go to all 2 console.log. Yeah, carry yourself to all 2. Yeah, and has so dot log go to all 3. So now what I did here is
Your
that
network
if your
is
age is less than
breaking.
10, oh sorry, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, so now if your age is less than 10, you are going to all 1. Go and sit down there. If your age is greater than 10, that's you are going to all 2. So if your age is probably maybe in between, okay, let me write another condition. Let me make this so that we have gap here. If your age is over 20, you are going to all 2. So if your age is now between, let's say, 10 and 20, so it's going to throw you to all what? All 3. So what I want to do here is now I want to add the person's height and weight. So now if I call this function now with let's say Debbie, let's say Vicky is 22 and our weight is let's say 140 plus plus 300. Why now? Just random numbers. Okay, yeah. So now, even before running to the console, let's do our own analysis. What are we expecting? Okay, Victoria is going to register. I've gotten her name, the name of our school, our subject, English and them. So we've used that one on the first console. They will now come here and say, okay, if our age is less than 10, is our age less than 10? No. So we are not going to enter here. We'll go to check the next. If S, our age is greater than 20, yeah, because she's 22. Our age is greater, so she's going to enter all 2. Then we'll add our height and weight together, which is 140 plus 300, which is 440. Then we'll do the same thing for Debbie also. We know our name, our school, the subject. What's her age? She's less than 10, no. Greater than 20, no. So she's in between 10 and 20. So she's going to all 3. Then we'll add our weight and then and height. So let's save and see where. So now we have let's remove this guy. So we have Debbie and Victoria. So now Victoria is in all 2. Yeah, because she's older than 20. Yeah. And then Debbie is in all 3. Why? Because she's in between 10 and 20. She's not less than 10 because she's 13, and she's not up to 20 yet. So she can't go to all 2. So she's going to be in all 3. So with a function, you can do a lot of things. And now, if I want to reuse this now, I don't have to like be asking people what's their age. Just input your age in this, and my function is going to like run it for you. So did we get that? So you can use function to do a lot of things. Yeah. So I can even create an array somewhere with this my function, use it to manipulate the array. So with functions, you can do a lot of things. So are we okay with this?
All right. Yes, Mali,
Malik,
but I still want to confirm something from you from the question I asked earlier. Okay, you know, when I made mention of the other parameters when you added it to the initial one.
Yes.
Yes, so in a case where we want maybe that we are leaving the first one that was declared now, and we need it to run these last 3 parameters again. So do we have to const then give it another name, maybe register exam 2, and then put in those other parameters before we can console log the age, height, and weight? I don't know if you understand what
no, I don't get your question.
Okay, what I'm saying is that assuming we are not going to add these last parameters on the first line, which is this called register exam, and this, assuming we want to add it like on the fresh line, like instead of just going ahead to say console.log, then in brackets age, height, and weight, I know it's going to give us an error because there's no place that we declared it earlier, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we have to basically first declare this const register exam maybe 2, because I noticed from the assignment if you should put the same register exam, it's going to give error that you're having both the same name for two. You're having same name for two different variables that you want to declare.
Okay, so if I should get a question right now, let's assume we have this now. You want to use
before you
this.
excuse me, please. Nani, please, can you copy that from that cons register exam and paste it on the message on the chat box, please? Exactly.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're still going to share this file with us on the Slack channel, right?
Okay,
Malik.
yeah.
Yeah, ask if you're going to share this file with us on the Slack channel.
No, definitely I will share it. Sure,
right.
you get it. Yeah. So so if I should get your question right, let's assume I remove these guys.
Yes.
Them somewhere here. Yeah.
If you remove these parameters like this,
yes,
and you need this set of information too from every student. Yes, before you can go ahead and do any console.log, your name, your age, and weight, there is a need for you to declare it up in this const first, right?
Yes.
On its own, separate from this first one.
The thing is that if you don't put it here, they won't be able to like input it here.
Yes, if you don't put it, I'm actually talking about it not being present up, like you just want it in a different place again. So that means that every student might have to go to the first one, fill in their details, then now go to another, probably another form again, where it has this age, height, and weight. So for that to happen, you need to declare this
another function.
Yeah, that's my question.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's possible. That's why we have reusable. It's more of like the example we did here when I called a function inside another function. So I can declare, okay, let me say function my second details. Yeah. So now I want to collect age. Yeah.
Exactly.
Understand? So console.log, let me say just anything. Oh, I'm trying to. Okay. So I can say console.log age plus height plus weight. Yeah. So this is what you're talking about. So anytime I need these values now, I'll just come here and come and call my second details. Voila. And I have access to all these the age, height, and weight. But in this situation now, you will not write it, you will not use the word age like this again, except it's a little bit advanced the way you get the value. You know, I mentioned the other time that you have to like return something.
Yes.
Yeah. So now in this situation, I can say, okay, return. So this function now is going to return. Let me store it in an array. Because if I should do it plus like this, it's going to like add them together as arithmetic, because I want to like fetch them individually. You understand? Or we can do an object. This is a little bit advanced, but let me just, for example's sake, height and weight. Yeah. So now we have an object, this now. So if I should call this guy now, let me save it in let's say my const my results. So the magic of a function is just a lot. My results from above. It might not necessarily be above. It might be anywhere. So let me just this is going to throw an error now since they are not existing here, but we'll fix it. Let me just so.log fruits our second result from above. So now this our register exam now. It's no longer taking these parameters again.
Yes.
Yeah. So now we cut it and come and put it here, because that's where we need it now. You understand? Because we've this second details now is the one taking the age now. So we call this one now and pass it the argument. Yeah. So let's see. I want to do it twice. Okay, let's just do once so that you don't confuse you guys. So now, just for Victoria now, she called register exam function here with her name, the name of her school, a subject, English and maths. Yeah. So when she's filling the form now, from the function, from the exam register exam function now, we now realize that we need another function that needs other details also. So what she did was we called the function and she gave us the details also. Then we inputted. We'll call this register exam function now. Let's see what we get. Can we see? Okay. This is so now the truth now in that function. I console.log the result that is coming from what Victoria gave us, the age and all. So now is that age now that I want to use here now. So now we know our age. Our age is what? 22. What's our height? 140. What's our weight? 300. So from our answer, we know that. So that's what we call destructuring. So I can access this guy now. This guy, I can pick out this is above you guys' scope, but for just for learning sake, I can pick out age, I can pick out height, I can pick out the weight. So now if I should uncomment this guy now to now be functional. So now we are now expecting Victoria in which class now, in which all now, because she's 22. Yeah, so she's over 20, so she should be in all 2. Age is not defined. Register exam. Yeah, we'll say which is age. So what are you? Line what? Line 273. 273. It's age now. Oh, sorry. I suppose I'm destructuring, so I'm picking it from these guys. Okay. So this might be confusing because it's above the scope of what we are doing now. But I just want to let you guys know that it's going to work. Yeah. So you see that we now have Victoria in all 2, because what we did was that she filled her form with her name, the name of her school, the subject. Then when she was filling the form, when we called the function, she now realized that okay, she needs to input her age and her weight and height. So she did that. Then we used to call the main function. Then we return the age, height, and this. Then this destructuring is far above you guys listing. So don't worry about it. The structure.
I also have a question.
Yeah, I think this
Can I go ahead?
This function is very interesting. Probably this. Yeah, Yakubu, they try to call you. Use my number, call him.
I have a
question. Okay, question,
I have a question. That part that you said cons age, height, weight equals to our result from above. Why can't you put the
Yes.
Why can't you put the can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Why can't you put the like cons results equals to age, height, and weight? Won't it work?
No, if you said our result equals to
You said count like the coil bracket of age, height, weight equals to our results from above.
age, height equals to no, 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 no,
Like
no, no.
it's
It's
like
not going to
273. Like
yeah, line
273.
273. Yeah, what I
Why
did there is
can't you
what
do
is
the
called
reverse?
the reverse.
Like
Okay, of this no. That's what I said. The structuring is above the concept of what we are doing now. You guys don't understand what I did. So what I did was this result. Let me console.log. Let me can you see this console.log here? Truth. An object, right? And that object is coming from this place. So in JavaScript, there is what we call the structuring. You have objects and you just want to pick out what you need. Ideally, if I want to access this object now, we've not gotten there. That's why I don't want to talk about this because questions might arise. We've not gotten there. The way you access objects, if I want to like pick out the age only, I'll just do our truth dot age. So on the console now, I'll see only the age. Can we see 22? If I do dot height, I'll see 140. Can we see that? If I do weight, I see 300. So if I want to do this thing 3 times, 2, 3, age, height. So instead of writing a lot of code, that's what JavaScript did, the structuring. So if I have an object, I can just pick what I need, the necessary thing I need. Yeah, it's the structuring. We will get there. It's above the scope of what we are talking about now. That's why. So, but if you want to reverse it, from what you asked is if I should bring this guy here now and put this ones here, it's like assignment. That's I'm declining a variable, not pick the structuring. You understand? It's different from if I say let Malik equals to Mukhtar. So I'm declaring a variable here. Yeah. But what I did here is the structuring. I'm trying to like pick age, height, weight from the object of our. Don't worry, when we get there, you understand what the structuring is. So instead of writing, yeah, you see that instead of writing these 3 lines of code, yeah, I was able to like bring it down to just 1 line of code by the structuring.
Okay, another question.
Yeah.
From the beginning, you declared functions. So my question is now, when you said functions, functions, my second name or my second functions. Now I want to ask a question from there. Can you change the value?
Okay.
Or like, or you can change the value for functions as many as possible.
When you say value, do you mean inside the function block? Like
Can you scroll up? Sorry.
Okay. Like this?
Yes, like function, yeah, function, my function. Can you change the values inside it?
Yes, yes. You can always change it. You have the power to do everything. It's your function, you declared it, so you can change it. You can declare a lot of function, but different names, so that you can just like identify which one is which. But anything that is inside the function, you have the power to manipulate it. Yeah, you can say 1 plus 7, 10 plus 20, Malik plus Mukhtar, anything you want the function to do. You have the total control over the function. You get the
Wait,
gist?
sorry.
Yeah.
I like to understand. You mean what is inside this function? Function, my function. You can
Yes.
change it.
Yes, you can change it. You can do anything, absolutely anything you want to do. Just
But you
okay.
can't declare them. But you can't redeclare. Like you can't
You
declare them
can't
in another
declare.
line and
Yes,
change the
yes.
value. Okay.
No. What you can't do is you can't copy this like this and leave it because it's the same. You might get an error that is already declared. You get the gist. It's not even throwing an error, but you should throw an error because of the naming. Because if I should what's it called? change, let's say I change this value now to 100. Okay, let me call the function. Result 4. Yeah. So you see that this first one now is overriding, this second one now is overriding the first one. But ideally, you don't even, I don't know why HTML and CSS are not throwing this error. React to even will not even allow you to do something like this. So you should try an error. So what you can do is use the same naming convention. So if I have this one now, my function Malik, I can do anything I want here. I can write anything I want, do anything. So you have the power over your function to do anything. Just make sure that you don't have a function that has the same name, so that there won't be conflicts.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but you can you can declare as many functions as you like, as many parameters and arguments as you like, as many code base inside the function as you like. Just call the function, but make sure they have different naming convention so that there won't be clashes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. I think function has really taken all our time, but I'm glad we like we get the concept. So tomorrow hopefully we'll continue with Global. So
Sorry, I
out of
have a question.
yeah, go on. So we are supposed to do all this, but we've only done this. I know JavaScript can like give a lot of explanation, but don't worry. If we are not like able to like cover everything, our workshop day, we will use it to like learn more JavaScript. Then maybe by Saturday we'll squeeze time or something. We'll just look for a way around it. Yeah. So question, please.
Okay, so this is my question. In the case that, please, can you go back to the code base?
Okay.
Okay, so my question is this, that in the case that we have like 9 students, right?
Okay.
We have 9 students, and each student they have their own discipline. We have like a commerce student, a science student, and an art student. And
yes.
we don't want three science students in a hall. We don't want 3 science students in a class, in a room.
Yes.
Right? We want like one science student, one art
art
student,
and one commercial.
and one commercial. Yeah. So how do we declare that using this
Exactly. That's a very good question. So that's where what is it called comes in. We call it conditions, and that's one of the things I've done here. This if statement. So all you have to do is, okay, what you just asked now is what we call pseudo coding. That's what the first thing we discussed when we started JavaScript. Write your code base in plain English. If you have to design this application now, you've done 50% of your work. The reason do be you've explained it to yourself. Okay, I have 10 students. Yeah, 3 science students, 3 art students, and 4 commercial students. No student from the same department should be in the same hall.
Okay.
Yeah. In that situation, now that means we have to have 4 halls, because 3 for the 3 science students, that will be 3 halls, 3 art students, 3 commercial. But the commercial student now we have 4 commercial students, so we have to have 4 halls, but it's only one person that will be there. You understand? So we've done that math already. So you've gone to your white paper and be like, okay, so how do we do it now? So the first thing we want to do is we want to pass another parameter here and say, okay, your department, or what is it called in secondary school self? What do you call it? Is it department? So your department. So when you are submitting your name, the school, your 2 subjects, you are going to submit either you are a science student or art student. So now I want to register Vicky, Victoria, Debbie. Let me add another person again. Let's say Malik. Let me add another person again. Roger. Let's make it okay. Let's make it 2 2 so that 2 arts, 2 science, and 2 commercial. So Imbola, then Elizabeth, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Easy. Yeah. Okay, let's not worry about school. Let's not worry about subjects. We are only concerned about their department. Okay, Victoria is in science. Yeah. Debbie is in science. Yeah. Where is Malik? Malik is at. Yeah, I know. Roger at also. Kimbola is in commercial. Elizabeth is in commercial also. So yeah, that's great. Oh, so we're about to write our WAEC exam, want to register, blah blah blah. They don't want to put us in the same class because okay, they might want to cheat, something like that. Okay. So how do I write my condition now? I will have to like okay, let's not worry about that. We'll just age. Okay, don't let us use age. We don't want to use age to determine where they will enter now. We want to use departments. So we are calling we are using the departments now to do the conditional rendering. Okay, if I'm from how do we write this now? I don't want to. If department equals to this and okay, how do we put it now? Well, because what I'm thinking is it will put everybody in the same hall. If you are a science, okay, this thing will be out of let's use map. Hold one. Okay, let's if all we are going to have 3 halls. If department equals to science, I'm looking at how to the logic. Okay, let's save the, because we have to like track the department and the person's name to know. If department equals to science, push to all one. Yeah. I don't want to have sorry guys, I'm trying to like think of the logic. It's going to be easier with React, but because this is just plain JavaScript, we have to store it somewhere to know that this hall contains okay. Let's do it like this. Okay, let's say let's hall 1, because we have to like keep track of who and who is inside the hall. Hall 1, let's hall 2, hall 3. Because I'm using my we want to check if That means equals science equals science, and okay, and name is not. We've not really talked about this comparison this thing, so you might not really I'm just trying to like explain that this can work. And name now equals to if department equals science and name equals to Victoria. Okay. Console.log. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes.
Yes. This might look new to you guys because we've not really done this topic. Because when I said programming the logic, you have to like get the logic right. Yeah. So I'm trying to like come up with the logic. It might not be like totally correct, but let's just see how it works. If department equals to science and name. Okay. I will use equals to. If department equals to science, V, and name equals to yeah, this is not a perfect one though, but I just want to like show that we can achieve this. So all two, yeah. So if department is equals to science and the person's name is Victoria, put her in all one. If department equals to science and the person's name equals to Debbie, put her in all two. Although this know how to write it actually, but like I couldn't come up with a fast logic, so I needed something to just like show that it's going to work. Else if this is equals to this, console.log this. So if department equals to science, yeah, it's not equals to science, and the person's name is not Victoria. No, she is department. If your department,
Sir, I have something to say.
yeah, it's not
Okay,
science.
so what if, since they've already registered, right, before we share them into the hall, what if we want to like share them immediately? We don't know the name they are going to put down. We just know that the first person inside that will register science should go to hall 1. The second person that register science should go to hall 2. We don't know their names yet.
So it all depends on logic. If we want to do that one, we can just say let's say so the first person should go to all 1, the second person should go to all 2, right?
Yes.
So you can just do a
like
loop.
The first person to register science should go to like hall 1, then the second person to register science should go to hall 2 instead of using their names, since we don't know what name they are going to put down.
And that means the one of the reasons why I'm kind of like having issue with this is because we are not storing the details somewhere. As we are storing the details somewhere, it could have been easier for me to like write the logic, but then we are just using a function to just get those values. Like assuming I have the what's it called in an array, and it would have been pretty much easier for me. Okay, let me see how that will work. The first science should go to hall 1. that also have to be in an array, so that we'll be able to like track it. Then we'll push. Okay, let me see. This first science, second science, first art, second art, third, first commercial, second commercial. No, we still have to like store it in an array somewhere. That's the main reason why I'm kind of like finding it difficult. But let's just use this. I hope this will work. So if department is equals to science and name is equals to Victoria, push to all one. If departments, this will be too much of codes. But let me.
Sorry, how do you use your? Is it what did you call it? Is this asynchro and synchro? Can't it play a role here?
No. It can't play here. What we want to like do is that the way it works is that you have to like track what the person is. What the person is okay, if and your name is right, this thing we just have to like track the values. Now that's how it's going to work. But let me just test this. All one and all two. So I'm expecting Victoria all one. Okay.
Yeah, Mami,
Yeah.
sorry, I just want to interject that. Is it that React, that's where it will keep track of the information as we are writing the code or something?
Yeah, also we can like keep track of the information also in an array so that it will be easier. But React, there's a way React does the state management and storing of data. Yeah, that makes a lot of things easy. So okay, yeah, this works, but it's not ideal. Yeah. So now what I did here is I said if department is equals to science and the person's name is Victoria, you should push the person's name to all one with plus Victoria. But if the department is science and the name is Debbie, you should push the person to all two. But it's not like what was it called? This is not a perfect code base though. But I just want to like show that it works. Basically, things like this, you want to like first track the student's department. Yeah. So it's that department now that you now use to check, because normally the way you're supposed to do that, you're not supposed to console log, you're supposed to like, okay, declare all one. Yeah, okay. This is all one. I will now do all one equals to all one dot push. I'll push the person's name. Then I'll do the same thing for all two also. Then inside all two now, so anytime I want to like push another person into all two again, I'll have to like map through that all two and check if the person already existed. So you have to like have a persistent place that you are storing this thing, because there's no way you have to like check the all. Because if another student is coming now, let's say the student is let's say technical drawing now, and you want to like, okay, put the fourth person. So you have to like check that class first, all one. Is there anybody from the person's department there? So we are not doing that here. That's one of the reasons why it's a little bit difficult. So the way it's done is that you have to have somewhere you are keeping the details to now check that, okay, this person is from this department, this person is from this department. Do we want to put this person in this class? Do you want to put this person in this class? I don't know if you guys get the concept. It's because we are not persistent with storing the database. Yeah. So that's where we have something like filter. Filter would have also be a good distance for us. So if I do something like let's all 4 equals to, then I will now check. I will check through. Let's say we have a place that we are storing their names, maybe departments as an array. Then I'll now do dot filter. Dot filter. Then I'll now do something like, okay, the class, the whole now. All these. If I'll now do whole dots, or maybe the person's name now, the department, and I just want to filter if let's say science already exists in this thing. So if there's no science, I'll just push maybe Victoria or Debbie to that place. But if there's somebody that is already in science there, then I will have to like take Deborah or Victoria to next class. But it's because it's just not persistent. That's why we are not like able to like solve something like. But maybe.
Sorry, Malik.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Please, that symbol that you just typed in now, is it equal to and greater than sign, or there's a particular symbol for the both?
Which one? This one?
Yes.
Okay, it's equal to and greater than sign.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So it's called arrow because it looks like arrow. So guys, we need to go because it's time. But then I hope you guys just like get the concept. So this condition, this now we'll talk more about it, is what we call conditionals. So we'll talk about it tomorrow. Yeah, I hope we'll be like, yeah. So comparison. So we'll talk about them tomorrow. Yeah. So this function, I hope we get the concept. Is over 2 hours now, so that the video won't be too long. So tomorrow we'll continue. I hope they'll be able to like upload this video on time so that you guys can go through again. If you have any question, we can drop it on Slack or we attend to them tomorrow. Yeah. Are we okay?
All right. Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
So that is everything about function. So as we go down line the journey, we'll continue using function a lot. So tomorrow we'll start with what's it called? Global and local scope. Then we'll continue. So if you are not able to like finish everything tomorrow, I doubt if you are going to like be able to finish. But if you are not, then maybe we'll just steal a little bit time from the workshop on Thursday. Yeah. All right. Good night, everyone.
Thank
Yeah,
you, Malik.
it's like
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kalita Malik. God
Good night,
bless.
guys.
Bye, everyone.
All right. Yeah. Good night, everyone.